YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honeybee, back with another video. So this is the very first time I have ever, when I say ever done a ride-along video. But I have a long ride ahead of me, so I was talking to my youngest daughter, and I forgot how we got on the topic of creeps, right? So, I was sharing with her a story about this guy that, you know, I once knew. And she's like, Ma, you need to do a story time with that, because that story is funny. So I was like, you know what? You're right. So here it is. So many years ago, before I got married, I was single, and it was this guy that used to work for DPW in the area that I used to live in. So I would see him, like, you know, from time to time around the neighborhood, and, you know, he would speak, hey, how you doing, whatever. But it was like nothing ever like that. It was just like, hi, how you doing? Okay, that's it. So one day I went to pick my girls up from daycare, and I saw him there. So he was there picking up one of the little girls that my youngest daughter used to play with. Well, sometimes they would fight most of the times, but sometimes they would play together. But anywho, so when I saw him, I'm like, that's your daughter? He was like, no, this is my niece. I'm picking her up for my sister, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So, you know, we began to, you know, have small talk, but it wasn't nothing like really serious or anything like that. So, you know, I left it at that, and that was it. So, I had went to pick up my girls another time, and he was there again. So, you know, at this point, I'm like, dang, this dude is fine. His body is like, pow, pow. That back was like, ooh. So, I'm having a conversation with him. So he's like, hey, you know, let me get your phone number. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, you know, we start flirting around. We on the phone, we talking or whatever. I ain't got no mans at that time. So I'm like, okay, it's whatever. So we having conversations. So he was like, yeah, you know, I want to come over. I want to come see you. I was like, I don't have people around my kids. He was like, what? Like, come on, you know, your kids, they know me. No, they don't know you. They may know of you, but they don't know you. I was like, you know, maybe, you know, this weekend, because I know my girls was going to my aunt's house at the time for the weekend. So it was like, all right. So later on that week, that Friday, I was like, hey, look, you know, my girls is going away. I was like, so, you know, if you want to, you know, we can hook up, we can go out somewhere, you know, or go to a movie or whatever. He was like, okay. So he calls me like Friday evening, and he was like, hey, you know, I got off of work and I want to come see you. Now, my rule of thumb used to be, you don't never let nobody come to the back cave. You just don't. I just knew you from around the way. I didn't know you like that. So I was like, I don't know about that. So long story short, that night came, I said no. He was like, oh, okay. So all of a sudden something came up. You know, he couldn't come. I said, okay, it is what it is. So, you know, I seen him again later on that week, and he was like, you know, can I get a hug? So you know how you just give a person a hug, like the church hug, or the little pat? Honey, he wanted to lean in there and hug me, and touch the small of my back. I'm like, okay, I already see what this here for. Okay. So we continued to have conversation on the phone for a few months. So another weekend, my girls had went away. And it was rare that I did not have my kids. Like, they was with me 24/7 every day. If I wasn't at work and he wasn't at school, we was together. So I was like, hey, you know, my girls is going away. He was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'm going to come over. You know, I want to come cook for you. This, that, and other. I'm like, all right. Because every time we was on the phone, he always was like, you know, I'm cooking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. All right, so I'm going to call you on your bluff. Yeah, come through. He comes over. He's like, oh, wow, you know, you got a really nice house. He was like, this you? I was like, yeah, this is me. He was like, you so young and you own your own house? I was like, yeah. He was like, wow, you know, what do you do? You know, we having a conversation, whatever. So at the time, I was an assistant branch manager for a bank. So I'm telling him, he's like, wow, you only like 23 years old. Long story short, he cooks. The food was okay. It was spaghetti, but I was standing over him watching him cook my food because right? So I just don't trust people like that. I just don't. But anywho, he cooks the food or whatever. So we sit down, we chilling in the living room, we watching TV or whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, bro, it's time for you to get ready to roll up out of here. This nigga was like, I'll be right back. I'm like, I'll be right back. Okay. So he goes to his car. He comes back in with a book bag. I'm looking like, what you got a book bag for? He got a book bag. He pulls out of his book bag a wash rag, soap, and an alarm clock. I was a little confused. I said, what's this? He was like, yeah, I figured I'll stay the night with you. No. You figured you stay the night with me? Nah. Well, I don't roll like that, bro. I don't get down like that. So he was like, what? I can't stay the night? No, you cannot stay the night. And no, you're not getting any. So you gonna have to leave. But your kid's not here. So what? My kid's not here. I got respect for myself and my house that my kids live in with me. He was like, oh, all right. I ain't know it was gonna be like that. Yeah, nigga, it's like that. You got to raise up. He gets up with an attitude, throws his alarm clock back in his bag, his soap, his wash rag, and he left. I saw him maybe a few weeks later after that happened. He acted like he didn't want to speak. Was I okay with that? Absolutely. Because see, what you're not going to do is think you're going to roll up in my house and get some. Like I'm one of these chicks from around the way. And you're going to be thinking that, I can roll over there anytime I want to. And nah, it ain't that type of party. But I was sharing it with my daughter. She was cracking up because she know who the guy is. She was like, what, Ma, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I don't know what he thought this was. But I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that. But I don't know what made me tell y'all this story. But my daughter thought it was just so funny. She was like, he don't even seem like that. Huh. Yeah, beware, girl, because looks can be deceiving. You just can't trust people nowadays. Like, even back then. And I'm saying that's like, my kids is 31 and 28. So, I'm going back, I want to say, 19 years ago, that this happened. About 19 years ago. Like, this dude, the gall, the audacity to think that you was just gonna roll up in here and you was just gonna get something. Nah, it don't work like that, bro. I got more class than that. And he was like, really, I found out later on, he was like the neighborhood whore. He was just sleeping with anybody that busted open for him. And I was like, I wasn't her. So because I wasn't her, he didn't want to talk to me no more. And guess what? I was fine with that because that's never been me. I've never been that type of female. I meet you, I just bust it open for you, and that's it. Nah, AIDS is real, man, and I just always thought about that. Like, nah, I could never. And oops, babies happen. I'm like, what if the condom break? Anything can happen. I'm like, nah, I just rather not try my luck. So I was good. But I just thought I'd share that little story time with y'all because I've never did story time or ride along with y'all, and I just thought that I would just share that. But anywho, happy Saturday to everyone. Look at this fool right here, like no signal, no nothing. Happy Saturday to everyone. I am on my way to my Sissy Pooh's house for our meet and greet for the cruise, because I'm leaving in July to go on a cruise for my sister's platinum year vow renewal. tell you, I am so excited. They're renewing their vows. We're going to be in Mexico. Last year, we did a family trip. And when I tell you, it had to be about a good 32 of us. It was a lot of us. It was a clan. And we went on the cruise ship to Mexico. And we went to like 3 different islands. And I had a ball. That was my first time ever going out of the country. 1. 2, that was my first time ever going on a cruise. Because I always was like, I can't swim, I can't drink that much water. So I'm never going to go on no cruise. But I did, and let me tell you, I had a ball. I ate so much. It was like, I had to gain at least 10 to 15 pounds by the time I got back home. Okay? I had a ball, and I loved it. So, when she was talking about renewing her vows 2 years ago, when she was saying that, they was going to do it in Mexico, I was like, oh, I'm scared, but I'm going to go. Girl, guy, whoever listening, I'm ready to go. I cannot wait to go. I cannot wait. Honey, I already started packing my stuff because I already know we're going to have a good time. We got a whole itinerary. We got an all-black affair one night. We got the wedding, the all-white. All of the women everybody's wearing white. And the guys are wearing gray, I want to say. But it's going to be beautiful. When I say beautiful, beautiful. I think I got a swim up room. I'm not sure. I'm going to double check that. I'm going to find out today. Because today we get our receipts and everything from the payments. And we meet everybody else that's going on the cruise. And it's going to be really nice. So, I am going to do my best to vlog while I am at my sister's house. Because I already know it's a lot of food